Tottenham Hotspur have beaten Man City 2-0 away from home. This is a very significant result. Man City have been beaten 2-0 in the second game of their Premier League season. And this is a very good result for Thomas Frank's side. I do think that they're gonna do decent this season because Thomas Frank looks like a really, really good manager. Tottenham were very, very good in large parts of the game today. I think that James Trafford has still got a lot of improving to do because he made a few slips. He slipped up a couple of times. Tottenham were just the better team, and there's no arguing that. I don't know why my face is so yellow, but yeah, turn that light maybe. I don't know why my face is so yellow. It could be because of that light over there. But, yeah, Tottenham Hotspur were far and away the better team today. And City just don't give us that fear factor anymore like they used to. I think that the sort of players they've got, they made a lot of defensive mistakes today. I don't think some of their players are good enough to play for their team. Omar Marmoush missed a lot of chances today. And I just think that City aren't going to be as good as they once were. And it's fine to accept that because a lot of their players are getting on now. They've lost Kevin De Bruyne. Haaland was missing today. He was a total ghost. He had one chance in the game and it was a header which he missed, which literally went the opposite way to the goal. So, yeah, I thought Tottenham were really impressive today. Richarlison had a really good game. Pat Matasar will be my man of the match, to be honest. And Jalplenia, he started off with a goal, and that's really good. He being added to their midfield, that's a smart signing. Thomas Frank looks like a really, really good manager. And he's done it at Brentford. He's kept Brentford up for quite a few seasons now in the Premier League. So, if he can do it at Tottenham, I wouldn't say he can do it anywhere, but, he looks like the man for Tottenham. And Man City were just not good enough today. I don't know what it was, but Man City were just not good enough. And I think it's the fact that they beat Wolves 4-0 in their first game, and then I thought, right, maybe I've underestimated them a bit, and they've just proved today why I haven't underestimated them. Because they just don't give us that fear factor that they used to have. Like the likes of David Silva, Vincent Kompany, that 2018 season, they had Leroy Sané, Gabriel Jesus, Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero. That was one of the best teams, if not the best team they've ever had. Because, they'd be 5-0 up to teams within the first 30 minutes of the game. It was ridiculous. And now they just don't look like that. They just don't look like that. I don't think Ryan Cherky did much. Marmoush spilled a few chances. I thought James Trafford wasn't very good. James Trafford cost them 2 goals, in fact, and possibly nearly cost them a penalty as well, which could have also resulted in him getting sent off because the ball touched his arm. But yeah, Man City, I don't think they're going to win the league this season. There was I saw a stat the other day that said that Pep has never, lost 2 Premier League titles in a row, and I think this is probably going to be the first season. Yeah, Pep's been there for a long time, and I think once he goes, they're not going to get better than Pep. They're not going to get better than Pep. I think once he goes, it's going to be back to the days of having to grind results out, which, I don't know who they get after Pep, but I think Pep's time up is quite near, to be honest with you. And it's only after one game. They did have an amazing start to the season last week. But, their team just didn't look very good at all today. And I think they've got a lot to learn. They weren't too great going forward a perfect ball from Erling Haaland was placed through to Marmoush, which he just spooned. No, it was a save by Vicario, and a good save at that. Yeah. Both teams were significantly different today. Spurs looked a different team as to what they were last season. Richarlison was a menace. That first goal by Brennan Johnson could have been offside. And I think maybe the City defence should have done more with it. I thought after that game, Rico Lewis, after the Wolves game, Rico Lewis was actually going to be good for City this season. But nah, I don't think Rico Lewis is good enough. He tried to slide in to Brennan Johnson, but he completely missed it. And City conceded their first goal. And then, João Palhinha had a chance where Trafford fluffed a goal kick up. And then he took possession of the ball and then just whacked it in the net. That was how easy it was. And it looked all too easy for Spurs today. It looked very easy for them. They've had a great start to the season now. That's 2 wins in 2. And I think they're going to have a very good season. I think they've made a very important signing in João Palhinha because he looks really, really good. And Vicario made a few very important saves today. And, Mickey van der Ven again, he was very good. He's excellent. Yeah, I think Spurs fans can hope for a bright future with Thomas Frank. Could they get Europe again? It's quite possible. Maybe not the Champions League, but possibly the Europa League. But, yeah. In one of their worst seasons ever last season, they still managed to get European football, which I find crazy. But, yeah, going into Spurs' next game, I think they should be quite hopeful. Because going into this one, I thought, because of Man City's first game, I think Man City might get the win here. But then Spurs was playing alright. And I was like, could Spurs get a result here? And they scored that goal, I was like, there's still a long time to go. And then they scored that second goal, I was like, City aren't coming back from this. I think it was very good. It was a very, very good performance from Spurs today. And, yeah, City just have to take the loss and move on to next week. But, yeah, superb display from Spurs today. And I think they're going to be scary this season, to be honest. I think they're going to be scary. Maybe not for all teams, but they're not going to be as bad as they were last season. They look better without James Maddison. Like, they've got a fear factor Spurs have at the minute. Like, I'm not saying they're the top of the top, but they look scary at the minute. Richarlison looks insane. He looks like a different player. Obviously, it's World Cup, yeah, so he's going to be wanting to get into the Brazil World Cup team. And I think a lot of players are going to be wanting to get into their respective national teams for the World Cup this next year, so they're going to be playing well. And, yeah, Man City weren't at their best today. They were not at their best at all. And I think they can only learn from this, but I would stick Ederson in goal for the future because James Trafford isn't ready to start for Man City week in, week out yet. And Stefan Ortega can't catch a cold, so, I don't think James Trafford was good enough today. I think he's still got a lot to learn. I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper, but all I'm saying is that I don't think he's ready to be starting in this Man City team just yet. I think he will get there at some point, but I don't think he's ready to start in this Manchester City team week in, week out because he cost them 2 goals today. And I think I'll be very surprised if Pep starts James Trafford next game because if they do, they might have a few problems on their hands because he just doesn't look ready for the top flight yet. And Championship is a whole different ball game to the Premier League. He was playing for Burnley. He was sick at Burnley, but Burnley different to City. So, yeah, the Championship is a whole different ball game to what the Premier League is. The Premier League's more intense, more competitive, and if you make mistakes like that in the Premier League, you're going to get punished. without any mercy. So, yeah, great result for Spurs, and they've had a brilliant start to the season. If you enjoy the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I will see you lovely lot in the next one. Please take care of your beautiful selves, and as always, peace out.